It says, them who he justified. In the Hebrew culture, those who died and passed on were called the glorified, the spirits of nature that came through his life and ascended up, and they watch over you. That's the glorified. Romans chapter 8, verse 28, when you read verse 28 through the ending of the chapter, it talks about those that God or the source knew in the beginning. Because you are conscious, every hair on your head is numbered. Every hair on your head has a place in this universe. Every leaf has a place on the tree. Every grass or blade has a place on the grass. Every drop of ocean matters to the whole ocean. Everything you go through matters to your experience. Every flock of bird matters to the bunch. We don't get lost in numbers in nature. See, in America, you just change. We gotta make change. And they always try to change you, and individualize you, and separate you, and talk about your differences and highlight your differences without acknowledging the wholeness of everything first. Before I acknowledge my separateness, haven't we had enough separateness? So it's time to come together as one, not just because of my skin tone. When we come together, black, white, Chinese, blue, all those fake titles, European titles, by the way, it ain't just coming together because we need to come together because we need to recognize that it's bigger than our skin. Just about skin tone. Because once you know the deep stuff, you see how the skin tone don't matter. There's different levels of, and that's true. There's different levels of conscious development depending on geography and climate and things that we have gone through. But that doesn't amount to what we have created today based off this system of ridiculousness, going by superficialities based on first level differences. My unity to my other family members and my other human beings on this planet is so easy when I start with the basic. Where does life come from? I'm talking about nature. I'm talking about minerals and rocks. I'm talking about stardust. I'm talking about the nebula cloud that was here, that swirled together, that made this galaxy, that made this particular galaxy. It's all the same dust. It's all come from the same stuff. I'm talking like that. I'm talking Carl Sagan, pale blue dot saying. I'm talking Carl Sagan saying some similarities. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? But, to wrap up the point from earlier, because the video got disconnected. The glorified. It's some. Look at the teaching of what that Roman scripture is saying when it says in Romans 8, after verse 28, when it says those that the source knows everything about you. When I go back to that, knowing the numbers of hairs on your head, when you go back to that, everything balances out. Everything drops away. It's all an illusion. It's all a story you've been telling yourself your whole life because you've been watching television. Those that he knew, he justified. He balanced in the mind. Justified is this. It means this. Just like Egyptian Book of the Dead or the Coming Forth by Day. They had their heart in the balance. You're looking to be justified. When you realize you are God, you already justified, because you realize that this is just a game. There's light and dark. There's good and evil. I, the Lord, says Isaiah, I do good and I do evil. I do good, I do evil. But I'm still the Lord. I'm still perfect. So are you. Sometimes you do good, sometimes you do evil. You have to learn and go through and balance and understand. Shalom, the Hebrew word shalom means like this, like if I was measuring a level for a on the wall, like trying to measure something, like say I was doing woodworking and I wanted to use a leveler. That act of balancing, that is what shalom means. When you say shalom, 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 shalom. A Muslim say it's salamu alaikum. They're saying salam. It's the same thing. We say shalom. They say salam. It's the same thing. Peace, my brother. Balance. Them he called to you can't even understand this thing unless the consciousness is drawing you up. Them he called, he justified, and them he justified, he glorified. We're talking about being glorified like the Son. Glorified. And the thing about the whole glorification process, you have to admit to yourself, Christ said in the story in chapter 17 of John, that those that understand, when I am you, you and me, I and the Father, and we are one, you ask what you will and it shall be done. But then he said, give them the glory that we had before the foundations of the world. But in Genesis, before the foundations of the world, the first thing was the light. The first thing was the light, and the science of the sun, and how sun brings all life together and orchestrates, and all life comes through the sun of that dimension for that solar system. There is no solar system without a sun. So why would Jesus say, I am the bright and morning star, if he's not trying to tell you something? It's time to go back to nature, because she telling you. She don't lie. Nature don't lie.